Guys, the end result is step by step, we see domino, 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 and all of a sudden this great nation, we have no idea what we believe. Guys, to the point, and Andy mentioned this, that we are having various legislatures debate about killing children after they're born, if mom wants to. We're talking about infanticide. We live in a nation now where we're told that boys don't know if they're boys and girls don't know if they're girls. Guys, I learned that when I was a little guy. I mean, the equipment tells the tale. The reality is this fantasy people are trying to figure out, it doesn't make any sense. How did we get here? Because we lost God. And that's where you and I can make that difference. You see, guys, historically, this is not news. All right? This is exactly what has happened over and over and over. Matter of fact, it's interesting, back, God at one point was talking to Solomon. Things were going really, really well in Israel. I mean, really well. And God said something there. He didn't say, now, if at some point things fall apart. He actually said, now, when things fall apart. He knew people, and he knew how things would go. And he said that when that happened, when things all fell apart, he said, here's how you fix it. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. Guys, this is on us. You and I have an opportunity within our sphere of influence to say, not on my watch. The reality is, I will take a stand. I will do what I need. And most people will not stand. But you know what? I believe people who are at the bridge, the very fact that you're here, hearing God's truth, shows that you're different, that you're unique. And we have an opportunity to step forward and change the direction of our world in our time and in our generation. Now, what's interesting is we don't have to do that all by ourselves. First of all, we have each other, but in addition to that, if you take out those teaching notes, on the back of those teaching notes, because most people won't stand, you'll notice I list some organizations there that are awesome organizations and how to get to them. Family Research Council does some great stuff. Alliance Defending Freedom, about our First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Gospel Rescue Mission, dealing with the homeless. Hands of Hope, dealing with unwanted pregnancies or surprise pregnancies, whatever. That those are places to be able to be involved with, that you can make a difference and have an impact. Now, I want you to see in the text something that it said that really is interesting. It says there, this is God talking. He said, for I looked for a man who would stand in the gap between me and people. Do you get the significance of that? Now think about this. This is the God of all creation. I looked for a man to stand in the gap. Guys, you have to understand, we have our one song called Searching. It's out of 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 9. It says, for the eyes of the Lord search back and forth across the earth so that he may strongly support those whose hearts are fully his. Now, think about it. The God who created this and everything that we see, with all the intricacies that are there, he's searching for us. He wants to find us so that we can impact our time and our generation. That's his answer to all these problems. But did you see how it went? He said, for I searched for a man who would stand in the gap between me and people. And he says, but I found no one. Guys, you have to realize the world at large, by and large, won't stand. And there's a reason why. Because by definition, standing means you go against the current. Right? By definition, that's the case. We all grew up and understood a thing called peer pressure. And the idea of peer pressure is all of a sudden we're stepping outside of that and we're saying, no, this is the right way to be and we're going to stand for that. Guys, that's uncomfortable to do. But you have to understand that if we don't do that, how are we going to make our life actually even count? You see, by standing and doing what we need to do, we're not just playing follow the leader.